Hey everyone, Bobby Holland here. Welcome to another episode of SEO Secrets. I am in my car, just leaving the gym, heading back to the office, actually my house where my office is, and getting ready to hit the day. And I mentioned, I think I mentioned previous episodes, the Rise conference that we were able to have. First, it was awesome to even have a conference. Like, it was in person. Lots of people down in Tampa, Florida. So it was really cool to be in that kind of environment. I mean, they implemented safety protocols, masks, as much social distancing as we could. But it was an awesome conference to be at. And I mentioned at that conference, I talked about funnels, and specifically this was a church conference. So I spoke about funnels in the context of churches, and just a huge, magnificent, like, overwhelming response. It was clear that most people in the room had they really don't they don't really understand the fundamental principles of SEO and driving traffic, things of that nature. So as you may imagine, the idea of funnels, leveraging funnels, and in their context to grow their church, it was really kind of a new idea. And to be fair, it is a pretty new idea to begin with. So anyway, huge response at that conference, and I was super excited, super honored to be there. It was really a privilege to be able to speak to that audience about the power of funnels for, in their case, growing their churches. Today I want to talk very quickly about the power of funnels in the context of SEO, search engine optimization. So for lack of a better phrase to give it, I'm just going to call it SEO funnels. And SEO funnels is the reason I love that term, that phrase, SEO funnels, is because from my perspective, the most effective funnel, really, for any funnel to work, any business, doesn't matter if you're a law firm, dental practice, church, corporation, doesn't matter. For any funnel to work, you first need traffic, right? So, and I know definitively, that the majority of the traffic hitting your website right now, probably the overwhelming majority of the traffic hitting your site right now, is coming from organic search. And 90+% of that organic search channel is coming from Google. So that's why I love the phrase SEO funnels, because an effective funnel is really premised on the fire hose, if you will, potential of organic search traffic. Okay, so for any funnel, any effective funnel to work, and by working, what I mean is a funnel that's working is a funnel that's growing your business, right? So in order for any funnel to work, i.e. a funnel to actually grow your business, it's premised on a lot of traffic pouring into the funnel. And what I am saying is that the organic search channel is the biggest source of your traffic. So SEO funnels is what I want to talk very quickly about. And really my first point is that the organic search channel is by far your largest source of traffic. I hope you're running Google Analytics on your site. If you're not, find somebody who has a Google Analytics account, and pull up, and preferably like an agency or somebody with multiple sites in their Google Analytics account, and just do a quick research study, a quick survey. Look at 1, 3, 5, look at 10 sites that are active in Google Analytics, and go to the traffic channels section of that Google Analytics account. And I would be willing to bet $1 million. No, not really. I'm not going to bet $1 million. Well, although I'm pretty confident this will be the case. If you go, say, to 5 or 10 sites that are verified and actually showing data in Google Analytics, I guarantee you all of them, if not the overwhelming majority of them, will show the number one source of traffic being the organic search channel. Okay, so it's super important, and we have. I'm just in one of our accounts here at Bipper Media. I have access to, I think it's over 100 sites that are in just one Google Analytics account, and I went through. I looked at probably 20, 30 plus of those sites just randomly. So all different sizes of businesses, and from the super small business to a large corporate site, and across the board, 100% of the time. 100% of the time, the number one source is the organic search channel. So SEO, when you do SEO for your site, you're actually amplifying and enhancing the power of organic search. So unless you have a very large budget, unless you have a very large ad budget to pay and to spend money on Facebook ads or Google ads to drive a lot of traffic, or YouTube ads, things of that nature, unless you have a large budget, a large ad budget, your number one focus should be on SEO. Search engine optimization, by far the number one source for driving your traffic. Okay, so that's point number one in the SEO funnel framework. Number two is, as you're driving all of that traffic to your website, the majority of that traffic is going to hit your homepage. Okay, it's just the way it is. Again, look at, take any Google Analytics, set of Google Analytics accounts, go through those sites, and go to the pages. And what you will find, the majority of the time, is the homepage is the number one page that's getting the majority of that traffic. And as we already know, the majority of that traffic is coming from organic search. Okay, so you may have a site where you're very active with blogging, producing content, producing blog posts. So more than likely, second to the homepage will be these blog posts that you're producing. So so in the context of an SEO funnel, what I recommend is implementing a what we call an asset. Okay, implementing an asset, and basically at a very simple level, what that means is a pop-up form that you're offering something for free, like a free ebook, a free PDF, a free video, that somebody has to enter their email address into to get that free asset. I recommend a pop-up that is site-wide. Okay, something that's going to show on your homepage, and it's going to show on all of the other pages of your site. Now, there's some pages in your site, maybe like a specific product page or a specific service page. I don't know. There are some use cases that you could argue to exclude from having that pop up, but your homepage, your blog post, these informational type pages that are harvesting the majority of that traffic, I strongly recommend it just being a simple pop up with the call to action. Here's a free ebook, 5 ways to do this, or the number one thing to avoid doing this, and this being applicable to any and every business that's out there. Every business that's on the web can produce this free asset. So implement that into your site. Use a pop-up, because a pop-up is also something very easy for your visitor to close. Right? So I have found people hate pop-ups, but what the type of pop-ups people hate are pop-ups that are ads. Okay, like it's forcing you to click something and actually leave the site. But a funnel pop-up, it's not necessarily an ad, because your options are to either enter your email and get the free asset, or just close it and stay on the page. Okay, so a pop-up form offering the free asset, the free giveaway, the free ebook in exchange for the email address. Okay, when people enter that email address, it simply goes to your email list. Now we're talking about the very basic fundamental process of building your email list. Okay, and now within your email list, the more people that hit your site, the more people enter their email to get the free informational, high quality ebook or video or something of that nature. They're entering their email. You're now building your email list. Now within the email list, all right, that comes down to what we call a sequence. So the sequence is simply a series of emails that are designed in time to go out to your growing email list. Okay, so you've heard the saying. This is just an old advertising, old marketing premise. Is that in order for you to have any customer buy from you, they have to see you. They have to be exposed to your business, your brand, your product, your service at least 7 times. Right? Have you heard that before? I know that it goes all the way back to, I believe, even before the days of the internet. So in order for somebody to start knowing, liking, and trusting your business to where they actually buy from you, they have to be exposed to you at least 7 times. Okay, so that's where this email sequence comes into play. This email sequence is a very it's a very definitive way to meet that criteria, that sort of psychological advertising criteria of presenting your business to a potential audience, of prospective audience of customers at least 7 times. Okay. At Bipper Media, we kind of take it to the extreme. We have an email sequence that now I believe is over 30 emails. But the emails that we're giving out, we have a very low unsubscribe rate. So the emails in our 30 plus email sequence, we basically just use it as a way to drive more traffic, as another traffic source to drive traffic to our blog posts. And our blog posts are informative, educational, informational pieces of content. So, and people on our email list, they basically, they're joining the email list from what I could tell for the most part, because they just enjoy that educational, informational, informative based content. So it's basically like the equivalent of somebody joining an email list to get your blogs, to get any new blog posts that you publish. That's kind of the way we manage our funnel, right? But let me also add that by us implementing, and this is really my final point, by you implementing an SEO funnel, right? The way that has worked for us is in 2020, and I just did a video about this I think I did a Facebook Live talking about this. In 2020, our agency, our SEO agency, we doubled the size, we doubled our revenue in 2020, and number one, I attribute it to our amazing team, because we really just have a world-class, amazing team that has implemented and continues working on implementing processes and customer service across the board. A world-class, amazing team that we have here at Bipper Media. But number two, that doubling of our business in 2020, and might I add, in the middle of a pandemic, where at the beginning of 2020, we thought that we were going to have to let team members go. We're going to have to shut down. We expected this mass exodus of clients leaving us. However, in 2020, because of our funnel, and really, in all honesty, the funnel that defines Bipper Media, our agency, best is an SEO funnel. Because of our funnel, not only did we not have to let any team members go, I believe we ended up hiring 2 or 3 new team members in 2020, but Bipper Media's revenue doubled. Our total number of clients doubled in 2020. And it's because of our amazing team, but it's because our amazing team, we doubled down and we focused on the optimization of our SEO funnel, right? The number one traffic source to our website is by far, it's like 85+% is organic search. The number one page in our site is our homepage. Number 2, 3, 4, 5 page are the articles, the blog posts that we've published. We have a call to action. We have that lead generation element throughout our site. It's all over the place, and it's into your website URL, a keyword phrase, and your email address, and get a free website and SEO analysis. That is all over our site. It's on our homepage. It's on every blog post, and it generates. It generates a lot of leads every single day. Those leads hit our email list. That email sequence, like I said, is 30 plus emails that just continue to keep us relevant and in front of this growing audience. And in 2020, we doubled the size of our revenue, doubled the size of our total clients, and doubled the revenue in 2020. You have to have an amazing team in place to achieve something like that, especially with our business, a service-based. We do SEO. We do this kind of work for clients. So it's a very client service-based business. So you have to have an amazing team. But to even have the opportunity to work on building your team and your workflows and client services, things like that, you have to have the leads and the customers to even work with. And what I'm telling you, my point in this SEO funnel is I believe it's the number one way. We're living proof of it. It's the number one way for you, and you being any business, anybody listening, 1 location, 1,000 locations, franchise, corporations, to the smallest single sole proprietor who works out of their home in a small local market. Every business, the number one way for you to grow your business definitively is with an SEO funnel. Meaning you start with the search optimization, leveraging the power and the fire hose momentum amount of traffic that organic search can drive to your site. Number 2, creating that lead generation element, that free ebook, very simple to do, free ebook, free video, and you can create those free assets and you can split test and in a very short period of time, you'll know what topic people are willing to put their email in to get the most. So you can just build that momentum, send those emails to your email list, build that sequence of emails, again, understanding the principle that people need to see your brand. They need to be exposed to your business and your products and services at least 7 times before they feel confident in becoming a customer. Leverage your email sequence to achieve that and to build your brand. And this growing audience of your email list will come to know, like, and trust you. And then that final step is converting those leads, that audience in your email list, into customers. It's a proven path. It's a definitive. It's powerful. And in my opinion, it's something that any and every business that is really out there who is aggressively trying to grow their business, they need to be implementing this. And the undercurrent, the sort of the secret weapon in this entire funnel is when it's implemented and built correctly. And this is really such a powerful thing. It is 100% automated, right? So that means you, your team, your business, you get this SEO funnel implemented. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, while you're sleeping, when you're waking up, while you're at your kid's ball game, while you're on vacation with your family. It doesn't matter. This funnel is just driving leads. It's Google never sleeps, right? So Google 24/7, people are on Google searching 24/7, driving traffic to your website, driving traffic to your website. Your website has that lead generation element automatically implemented. It's just working 24/7. Leads coming into your email list 24/7. Your email sequence going out to that email list 24/7. Your brand is getting exposed over and over and over again to this fully automated system that's building your email list 24/7. Once you build it right, what you need to then focus on is, number 1, the optimization of your funnel, right? Split testing those different calls to action, different ebooks, which ones work best. Refining and testing your email sequence, right? Which emails are resonating the most with my email? What type of content, what kind of tips, what kind of information is resonating most? And the way you would measure that is by by analyzing and studying your unsubscribe rate, right? So once you get an email sequence optimized to where you have a very strong low-level unsubscribe rate, that means that people on your email list are now starting to actually get value and enjoy your email sequence, right? And then on that final step is the conversion. Having a very simple, clean path from your email list to people becoming a customer, okay? And of course, that's done with those you integrate calls to action. You integrate calls to action into your emails that are part of that email sequence. So anyway, this was a little bit longer of an episode. I've been in my house pacing around, talking here for, I don't know, probably 10 minutes or so. So my goal was just to talk about SEO funnels very quickly and have it wrapped up before I got in here to my office. But I'm just super passionate about it. I know I've been researching, I've been studying this topic. We have the luxury of having a lot of clients' websites in our Google Analytics account. That data is gold, and that's how I know so definitively that the organic search channel is by far the number one channel driving traffic to your website. The only exceptions to that are businesses who have a very large ad budget, right? And it has to be a substantial ad budget for you to actually drive more traffic to your site than organic search. Well, from my experience, most businesses don't have that level of ad budget. So by far, organic search, and then the page breakdown, your homepage, and then your blog post, which is really a call for your business to be producing high quality blog posts, because if you produce, 10 or 20 high quality blog posts, you'll have a ton of organic traffic, of course, hitting your homepage, but those 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 blog posts, however many you produce, you should really be in a habit of producing them over time. So 1 a week or 2 or 3 a month, or, 2 or 3 a week, whatever pace you should really be in this posture of continually producing high quality blog posts, because every single one of those is a new doorway. It's a new pathway that you open for organic search traffic to pour into your site. And with your call to action running, every time someone hits your site, they get that call to action, the free ebook. And because organic search is nonstop 24/7, you'll just be opening these pathways, opening these channels for more and more relevant traffic to be pouring into your site. And then, test that call to action, enter their email, get added to your email list, be working on building out that email sequence, knowing that rule of 7. And I don't even know if that's what it's called, but we'll just call it the rule of 7, meaning that email list. People need to be exposed to your business or your brand at least 7 times before they decide to become your customer. And then from that email list, from that email sequence, and really built into your site, because people on your email list, they may come to your site and start checking out, well, what kind of products and services, how can I get started? That could very easily happen outside of your email sequence, right? They'll just close your email and then later in the day or whatever be thinking, oh, let me go check out their site. So you need to look at your site and make sure you have a very clear path to someone becoming a customer. In most cases, like local small businesses, that's achieved with, a call button, or your phone number, or, if it's in the healthcare space, you'll have your phone number, call for an appointment, but you'll also be integrating appointment calendars, things of that nature. So anyway, it's about thinking through what's the easiest way to create this path for a lead to become an actual paying customer, so to speak, through the channel of my website. So anyway, that's kind of an overview. That's a walkthrough of this SEO funnel. It's super powerful. Like I said, our agency has doubled in size, and perhaps the most challenging year ever in the history of business, which is the year 2020, in the middle of a pandemic. I attribute a very large percentage of that success to, first, our amazing team, and second, to our doubling down on the optimization of our SEO funnel, which you can implement into your business, any business, a church, from nonprofit organizations to really businesses all over the world. Super powerful. So hope this was helpful. Thank you again for listening to SEO Secrets. And if you have any questions, make sure you check out our SEO Secrets Facebook group. Aside from the podcast, of course, I share every episode goes into the SEO Secrets Facebook group. And there we can have conversations, answer questions, people share stories, people add additional tips. So it's really a great way to sort of extend the conversation of these podcast episodes. So hope to see you in the Facebook group. So thank you again, and thank you for listening to SEO Secrets, and we'll talk to you soon.